Okay, hello again everybody. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. We are going from Edinburgh to Esbjerg in the Beechcraft King Air 350i. About a 2 hour 15-minute flight. Probably a little bit closer to 2 hour 30. I plugged in. We're supposed to go up to the absolute maximum capability of 35,000 feet in this aircraft. I've changed the cruising altitude to 30,000 feet, so we'll see how that goes. We'll get in here and get set up and be airborne shortly. So I did some kind of troubleshooting after earlier stream. That service is, in fact, completely useless. It does glitch. I tried other services just to kind of test it out. It is that particular service, so I will submit a trouble ticket later. Later today sometime.
Edinburgh Tower Frog 237 ready for IFR departure runway 24.
Frog 237 altimeter tray 0.111256 at 10. Cleared for takeoff runway 24.
Cleared for takeoff runway 24 Frog 237.
Alright. We got our clearance. Let's get that. 8,000 feet. Let's get that dialed in. Before we go anywhere. We'll change the weather as well here in a moment. We're going to fly across the water, and then we'll be landing. It's a kind of a coastal town there in Denmark, so I think it's going to be some really lovely scenery as we depart and as we come in for landing. Let's see, make sure I got everything else. We are all set to go. Let's get the parking brake off. And let's get out of here. A lot of chatter in the forums today about the world update. A lot of people are excited for it. A lot of people are not even cautiously optimistic. They are just, they don't think it's going to do anything for the game. Let's get the autopilot on. Let's get nav on. Let's get that silenced.
Frog 237 contact Scottish Centre on 119.875. Good day.
There we go. Look at that. We got a nice departure.
119.875 Frog 237. Scottish Centre Frog 237 is at 900 feet, climbing 8,000 feet.
Frog 237 Scottish Centre altimeter 29.902. Continue to uniform whiskey as planned.
Thank you, Scottish Centre. You are awesome.
Easy 69er tree 4, you are 28 miles southeast. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 24 approach by Tango Lima Alpha transition. Cleared to Tango Lima
That's
Alpha.
how I came in last night. I was cleared to Tango Lima Alpha. Hello again, Amila. How are you?
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 24 approach by a Tango Lima Alpha transition. Cleared to Tango Lima Alpha EC69er tree 4.
Or as I like to call it, ta-la! Alright, so we got this kind of a weird...
Edinburgh approach on 121.205.
So there's our point right there, the UW, Uniform Whiskey. And then we have a weird track to D1, and then on to TLA 32.
Easy 207, contact Glasgow approach on 119.1. Good day. 119.1 for Easy 207.
So yeah, it's kind of a weird track, but we're going to be back on our plan here in just a moment because the wide turn there kind of throws it off. There's a very sharp turn, you know. I'm good, Amela. Now that I kind of got that sorted out and figured out that it wasn't, I did change. You know, I guess part of my military training, you always think about the easiest things that you can deal with, and then you start dealing with the more in-depth sort of issues, you know. So what I noticed is it's a oh, look at those bridges. That looks beautiful. Look at that.
Rock 237, climb and maintain 16,000 feet.
16,000 feet.
Climb and
I can do
maintain
that. I have the
16,000 feet,
technology.
Rock 237.
So yeah, I'm glad that it wasn't. I mean, I changed the batteries in my controller to make sure it wasn't that. You know, kind of went through all the things that I can. I could deal with that were simple sort of fixes to make sure it wasn't that. Worked out okay. So now we know what it is, what it was that was causing the issue. Hello, Mick. I can hear this game going. Yeah, so, as I was explaining to Bella, I was kind of talking, I was trying to send a message real quick as well. Anyway, it's that particular service that is got an issue. So I tried some other ones. We have a service that works. We can do that tomorrow. I just deleted those streams from today. So yeah, the update. Now I've heard conflicting things, or read it conflictingly in forums. I don't know what to believe, to be honest, because I think for you and I both.
Climb and maintain flight level.
I can do that too. I
Climb
have the
and maintain
technology.
flight level 230 Frog 237.
Frog 237, climb and maintain flight level 250.
I can do that too.
Climb and maintain flight level 250 Frog 237.
So I don't. Some people said 1400 GMT. Other people said 1800 GMT. So I really don't know what to believe. To be honest, I have no idea. So Microsoft Flight Simulator, the World Update drops today. Now, some people feel that there's going to be some... Oh, wow. That really got off track there. Okay. Well, we're going back the right direction. Let's turn off our landing lights. We don't need... Oops. Landing lights off. We don't need our logo light on. Keep our nav lights on and all that. Now, I think once we get up to, if we go to 30,000 feet, we're going to have to put the prop de-ice on. But we'll see what we have to deal with. If we get up that high. I only have to go to 30,000. So anyway, so I really don't know what time to expect, because somebody put one time and then now we have something completely different. So I don't know. Is my best answer right now is I don't know. As for, I think you also said you're waiting for the Wyoming DLC to drop for American Truck Simulator. I couldn't tell you anything about that since I don't own that game. Flight Sim Wyoming DLC, I got lots to wait for. There's a few more as well. Wow. Well, I'm looking forward to the Wyoming DLC once you and Pulse showcase that on a stream. That would be really awesome. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, lots of stuff. I do. So later on, whenever I'm guessing anywhere from 1 to 5 or 1 to 3 in the afternoon today for this simulation update. The world update, not sim update, world update. I have to be careful, I think, because I don't want to get it mixed up. Anyway, I got a flight from Esbjerg to, there's a smaller airport. It's about a 30-minute flight, and even that. So once the update is dropped, I'm going to download it. Reboot my Xbox, all that usual stuff, and then I'm going to try that flight, and I'll probably do a very short bonus stream today for that, see how that goes. So it'll be kind of a nice, like, evening flight, actually. So should be kind of dark. What we want to do is stream tonight if it arrives early enough. Nice, man. Yeah. Good deal. That's great. I haven't seen you stream in, like, ages now. Nick. I know you had to get through the sunburn and your arthritis issues and all that. It'd be great to have you back in the stream again. So... Now, let me ask you, because I don't know anything about American Truck Simulator, or European Truck Simulator for that matter, other than what I've seen, like you and Joe, host, you know, a few other people play. So the DLC for Wyoming, is that free or is that like a paid DLC? You know, kind of, is it like an add-on that you're going to have to pay for? Are they giving them, or they give it to you for free? Just out of curiosity. Look at that view. There's Edinburgh Airport. Yeah, oh, I agree 100%. I can completely sympathize with that. Have to buy. Okay, I wasn't sure how that worked for that game. So, no, I can completely understand that. You don't want to be streaming and not feel that you're 100%. So, yeah, I can completely understand that. I think when Abella plays any game, Abella's not like at 100%. I think more like 65, 70. And just says, I'm going to do it anyway. And it is like, I can't believe I crashed again. I don't understand what happened. Alright, should be leveling off here at 25,000 feet. I'd be happy, quite honestly, if we stay at about 25,000 feet. I did put it to cruise at 30,000, so let's see if what happens once we get to this waypoint here, or get close to it. If we're
237 climb and maintain
there we
flight
go.
level 300.
All right, so we can do that.
Climb
That's
and maintain
reasonable.
flight level 300, Frog 237.
Alright, let's go that on. Alright, so it's automatically still dialed in, so we're going to get up to 30,000 feet. I'm going to put the prop, the ice to auto. Ice on the windshields, those are both normal, so I think we're okay there. We'll keep that. Yeah, I know, Mick, and I'm sorry to hear that, but that sucks. That I know people. I've had people in my life who have rheumatoid arthritis, yeah, or I've known friends of family and stuff that had that over the years. Yeah, that's no good. That sucks. You do what you can when you can. That's all you can do. Hopefully, when things settle down and we can get do a stream again and try to do a flight together with Spitfires and just have some fun and have a good laugh. That would be awesome. Off here, but we are losing power for sure. We are slowing way down. Hopefully we gain some of that speed back. I'm not sure what I could do to try to get more speed, but other than once we level off, maybe we'll pick some of that back up. So I can focus on something else that gives me that drive to do it and keeps my brain ticking. Yeah, I can understand that one too. I do that as well. Although, I also play some solitaire games, some Mahjong, the tile set game on my phone, just to keep my brain going too. It's easy to get negative and start thinking about a lot of negative things, and I don't want to do that. So yeah. So the other thing, I was just thinking about this last night. So I took off from Newcastle and going up to Edinburgh, and it had this. You could only go no faster than, like, at one point it was 210 knots, and then 250 as you got up a little bit higher in altitude. So maybe you can answer this, Nick, if you know, and if not, that's okay too. So is there, like, at some point in the evening time, if you're flying with is it a noise issue that they only want you to go a certain speed to try to cut down on the speed or noise possibly or something? Do they think that at 210 knots that's a reasonable amount of noise for the plane to make or something? I was just curious if you knew. It kind of threw me for a loop because I was like, well, I think I could dial in the speed. Yeah, there's a speed control there. Is it like some sort of a rule if you fly at a certain time of the day or in the evening or something? I just wasn't sure, so I thought I'd ask. If you know, that's good. Or, if you can tell me. But if you don't know, that's okay too. So, anyway. Oh, look at that. We're taking some global freightway executives over to Esbjerg, conducted their business in Edinburgh. We are conducting global business. How about that? I do like this red and gray livery with the white wings, or maybe it's just like a very light gray, maybe off-white on the wings and the engine covers there. Maybe it is either white or off-white. It's hard to tell with the lighting. Excuse me. So anyways, another quiet stream today, that's okay. Yeah, there is, and it's the same with sirens and car horn, only up to a certain time. Okay. That's what I kind of thought, but I wasn't 100% sure. So I figured I'd ask somebody who lives in the UK who might know what the dealio is. So, thank you. Yeah, because I think too, well, I mean, you usually have red-eye flights from major airports like Gatwick or Heathrow, San Francisco, New York, whether it's LaGuardia or JFK. You have those flights, but they try. I think they try to route them when they take off. Maybe so, Nick. That's a good point too. I didn't think about that. But I think, you know, like if a red-eye flight from San Francisco to New York, for instance, I think they try to route the plane takeoff to go over as few, well, I don't know if there's any way to actually do it, because no matter which way you go, you're looking at going over, you know, where people live and whatnot. But I think they try to get up in altitude as quickly as they can, as quiet. Well, now that you have engines that are more fuel efficient and quieter, I think it should be a bit easier managed, I think. But I don't know. But yeah, I know for what I read with the FAA stuff was that if you're talking about wildlife areas, you cannot go below a certain altitude. So like birds, for instance, if you're below 2,000 feet or whatever, and it's an area where there's usually like a lot of birds live in that area, you can cause, you know, the birds may get freaked out by the sound and then cause an accident or something. So, yeah. I don't know. So we're just cruising right along here. Making our way across the pond, so to speak. So we already reached our cruising altitude. There won't be, you know, normally I think we would have kind of stepped up over more time to get to 30,000, but I think we're fine where we are, and so, yeah. Quiet stream though, it's okay. You sit back and relax, enjoy the flight over the water here. Sunny day all around. Just making our way over to Esbjerg. I'm really looking forward to flying in here to Denmark. I had to look because I didn't want to say we were going to Norway. I wasn't 100% certain. But I found out that this is in fact in Denmark. Coastal town. Hopefully we're going to have some really nice scenery. I'm really looking forward to this. That will, as we come in to our approach and everything into Esbjerg, that we're going to see some really nice countryside, the port area. You know, I'm really excited to see that. So hopefully it's going to be a really lovely scenery as we come into our approach there. Putting the northern coast of the UK behind us. Yeah, I really liked it was just kind of an impromptu thing, and I thought, well, I just want to see how I do on a night flight. And the first time I took off, the nav and all that stuff just was not lining up. It wasn't accepting, and I started it up, did the pushback, taxied out to the runway, took off, and it was like my flight plan did not coincide with what I was seeing, in here and out there. So it was a very strange situation to be in. So far, this has gone according to plan. for the most part. We haven't gotten any, crazy sort of requests to go higher. I think 30,000 is a good choice. So far, air traffic control seems to be okay with that as well. But let's see what happens once we get past. What's the marker's name? Gomot. G-O-M-O-T, Gomot. It's got nothing but blue around. Blue above and blue below. So I'm just going to try to finish off my coffee here. I started one this morning, and then with everything happened, I just kind of forgot all about it, so I put on another cup. Now I feel more awake. Now that we basically solved the problem from earlier, or at least we know what's what. So, yeah. So I feel pretty confident now about that situation. You know, it'd be kind of neat if you could look down and maybe see some, like, I don't know what the shipping lanes are like between Denmark and the UK, but, you know, if you look down and maybe saw some tankers or something, or some, container ships or something, that would be pretty cool, I think. Now that looks kind of weird, that light on the water like that. But this doesn't look very natural. And I don't know if it's because the differences in depths as you get farther out, that maybe those are shallower areas, and then out here it gets deeper, I'm guessing. Don't know. We could just dive the plane straight down and see how far we go into the water. No, let's not say we did. Anyways, so yeah, we got the Riesa de Dresden coming up Tuesday. Looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to some freight service on another German route. That'll be good. And then, hopefully another week or two we'll hear about the Brighton Main Line. And then finally everything for rush hour will be out. And hopefully people will calm the heck down. Calm the foot down. And we have the Penzance route still. We do have some locomotives that are still pending to come out. I don't know what... Mela, are you still in the chat? Or did you bugger off? Is today a roadmap, or is it next Tuesday? I can't remember. I lost track of the dates. You know what? I can look it up myself. I don't need to ask for it. Let's see. Roadmap. When was the last one? I kind of feel like we're due for one this week, but I could be wrong. 24 August. Let me look at my calendar. Nope, it is roadmap day. Yeah, that's right. 24th of August. So yeah, we are due for a update. I do everybody else. This form is going to blow in a few hours. Buckle up and good luck. Hope all goes well for us today. That's in the flight simulator forums. I was going to post in the forums last night my thoughts about flight simulator probably nap time. It's still early for a nap, Mick. I usually haven't. If I take a nap, it's got to be, usually after lunch. I have a little siesta, as they call it. But yeah, it'd be. If I go back to sleep now, I'd be lost for the rest of the day. I was thinking about our conversations recently, Nick, about what we would like to see, what's working, what doesn't work. Finding things that work seems to be, and I think I got the sense that a lot of people are in this. People are in the same boat with this. Sometimes you find things that work. We found this plane that works for us right now. And I'm happy to fly it because it's fast, it looks good. So I'm really enjoying this plane in particular. I would like to do more services in Airbus and do, a non-stop flight from Hamburg to maybe Munich or something like that, or, Los Angeles to Detroit, or, something different, right? I don't want to just do things that I'm familiar with all the time. I want to get out of my comfort zone. But finding the things that work sometimes seems to be it's like playing the roulette game. You just never know if you're going to get a win. And you could bet all the money in the world and lose it all at the same time. So but the one thing I will say, and I've said this I think in recent streams, and I'll repeat it again because that's just okay. It's brought me back to that feeling of when I was a kid and I loved everything about aviation. It made me think about when we used to stop off at the Nut Tree, and we would leave the Bay Area, we'd get to Vacaville, and we would stop off there. They had this restaurant. It had. I'll have to see if I can find pictures of it online. Maybe some exist. I don't know. And I wish, as a kid, I had taken pictures of this restaurant because it had this kind of what's it called? I can't remember the name of it's something. Come on. Whoa, I had the name of it in my head the other day, and I wish I had written it down. But it was like this, I think the restaurant was probably open in the 60s. It was the modern, hold on, let me see if I can Google it. modern architecture. Let's see if there's like different. I wish I had written it down. Anyway, it was this. It had this really modern. It was like this, kind of a jet age sort of feel to it. Like I said, I think maybe the early days of it were like in the 50s or the 60s as the Air Force Base grew in size. There it was probably kind of inspired by the jet age, as fighter jets became the norm instead of fighter planes, with the props and all that. Anyway, so it kind of made me think, playing this a lot of times brings me back to that time in my life where, we would stop there, we'd have breakfast or like a brunch, so maybe sometimes, and then if we had time before we got back on the road, because usually we'd stop there on the way to go see my mom's parents, my grandparents on the mom's side of the family. And, they had all these cool books about aviation. There was I think even a small toy store that you could get bottle kits. So, I would if I had some money saved up from my allowance, I would maybe find a plane that I wanted to build. I'd buy that and save it for when I got back home from visiting the grandparents. So it's kind of reconnected that part of my life that I moved past after a certain point. Once I started going to car races and getting involved, immersing myself in that sort of culture, and then trains as well, and, so it's renewed my interest in aviation, which, I miss that. Plus, I think too, I was really into the whole space program. I remember when Skylab happened, and the American and the Soviet and Soyuz, they joined up in space, and that was a big deal. I remember when that happened, even though I was fairly young. The shuttle program, and now SpaceX has made space exploration stuff really exciting again with the technology that they've developed that creates something that it goes up into space and then it lands on its own, on a ship. It fires the rockets at the right time and just sets down on a ship out there in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Florida. That is just absolutely amazing. So, all those things, it made me think about all those times when I was a kid, watching the shuttle launches, always excited about that, watching the landings, whenever they'd have those, it was just absolutely amazing. And, you know, that's one thing that I do admire the most about this game. I like the fact that it's made me, you know, kind of, I guess in a way, feel young again. You know, and that's a good thing. And, you know, I try not to let the smarmy comments in the forums and people who are angry about you know, the fact that this game was brought to the consoles, and you know, everything's console players' fault. If you know, if they hadn't done a cash grab, I mean, any company, that's what they exist for. They exist to make money. You may not like it, but that's just the truth. You know, they're there to make money. So, you know, a lot of people have lost confidence in the Sobo. I don't know. I haven't known them long enough to make a judgment one way or the other, whether or not that their actions are going to be actually fix things, or are they just trying to fix what they can, and you know, the bigger things, and then fix the smaller things later on, or you know, I don't know how large their company is either. And plus, we're still dealing with the pandemic, so a lot of the things that they would probably do in the office, they're trying to do it from home, and maybe that's not always an easy thing to do either. You know, it was probably far easier for them to go into the office, start up their probably larger computers. I mean, maybe they could sign in from home, but you know, at least there they could solve problems in person, whereas you're trying to do things over the internet, maybe it doesn't always go according to plan. So I don't really know. I'm giving, just like with Dovetail games, you got to give them a bit of the benefit of the doubt and say, you know, they're trying to do what they can in the midst of something that nobody could have ever foreseen. And, you know, I think anybody would feel that that's the sort of you know, not the new norm, but you know, you have to be willing to give people a little more leeway and say, it's an imperfect situation, and people are doing the best they can given that imperfect situation. And if you can't be gracious enough to allow your fellow humans a bit of leeway, then you know, you got some serious problems, I think. And I think a lot of people, especially younger generation, kind of got used to just, they want everything, they want it now. They don't want excuses. They don't want, you know, any kind of, what do you call it? They don't want anybody telling them that they just to be patient. Yeah, I know you do, Vic. That's one of the things that I think that's a great thing about our long distance friendship, I guess. You know, we both like some of the same things, you know, because when you sit back and you think about all the technology, you know, if you go all the way back to the Mercury space program, all the technology that was created, I mean, it was all, you know, it's all groundbreaking. SpaceX and Elon Musk are breaking new ground. You may not like that he's the one doing it, but that's just the way it is. He approached NASA and said, we can do this for a fraction of the cost. And he's proven that it's possible. So, you know, I do like, you know, that he's put the money up for this, and it's been very successful. Is it perfect? No. But they keep trying, they keep learning from mistakes, because that's what NASA had to do. all early on in the space program, they had to learn from the mistakes and keep trying and say, okay, let's go back to the drawing board, so to speak, and try again. And there was a lot of successes. There were some failures that cost some people their lives, unfortunately. But when you're breaking ground like that, there's going to be some losses. I think, not that you want them, but I think everybody involved, whether it was a shuttle program or whatever, they all knew that there was a risk, and they did it anyway. That's a really indomitable human spirit, I think, to say, well, I could die doing this, but I'm going to do it because it's worth it. Sally Ride didn't have to get on the Challenger, but she wanted to because she wanted to show people, as an educator, she wanted to be a part of something bigger and inspire kids to do those things. And maybe whoever's working at SpaceX was inspired by Sally Ride, for instance. And they should tell that story if that's the case. Because I think people forget about that sometimes. Now that we've eaten up some distance here talking. Super quiet chat today. That's okay. Alright. Just plugging along over the water here. You can no longer see the UK behind us. All water. That's a very weird sort of reflection on the water here. But anyway, yeah, so I'm looking forward to more stuff. I'm looking forward to planes that I know from as a kid. We'll try stuff and hope it works. I see him for sure.
Report them in sight. Condor 203, traffic is 10 o'clock, 3 miles at flight level 300, Beechcraft King Air. Report them in sight.
Frog 237 have the generic in sight.
Frog 237 traffic alert. 11 o'clock, less than 1 mile, flight level 320 generic. Report them in sight.
Frog 237 traffic in sight.
Yes, maybe that was...
Condor 2032 have the Beechcraft King Air in sight.
Wow, that was close. Alrighty. We just have a small track there. We just passed Kudal onto Surat. Anyways, yeah, good stuff, good stuff. So we're 204 nautical miles from Esbjerg. I think after this marker, maybe it's the next one, we should start to see our early descent altitudes to prepare for approach into Esbjerg. So I'm hoping soon we should start to see the coastline of Denmark. That's a great thing when autopilot works. It's fantastic because I can just sit here with the controller on my just set it down wherever and just sit here and talk. I don't really have to do anything except dial in altitudes. That's the great thing. When it works, it's fantastic. I could probably take a 20-minute nap right now, not be bothered. That's something a Bella would do. I'm going to take off and then go back to sleep. Speak of the devil, there's a Bella. Yeah, we're just cruising right along. We should be more than halfway into it. Well, almost halfway into our journey. We've been streaming for about 57 minutes. It says it was 2 hour 15, so I think we got about another hour to go. But this final hour should kind of go a little bit quickly. So, yeah. We should start seeing some reductions in altitude as we get closer to Esbjerg. See a nice, lovely coastline, hopefully. Beautiful scenery as we get closer in preparation for landing. I'm getting kind of like... Boy, the sound cut out on this one too. Oh my lord. What in the bloody blue blazes is going on today? Man. I got worried there for a second. I thought for sure the game had locked up and I thought we were going to crash to the dashboard. Oh goodness, this is going to give me a heart attack, I swear. I cannot take it anymore, Captain. Okay, so, I think I know why. According to what somebody posted, it says always 1500 UTC. So, Mick, you may want to check your flight sim, your stuff, and see if there's an update available. I wonder if that's why it kind of did a hiccup. I think the update might be out now. If you want to check that, Mick, and see. Oh, you know what? In fact, let's go with the news. Let's see if it's been published. Nope, I don't see anything in the news area on the forums. So I'm guessing maybe any moment now we should get the patch notes or whatever notes. Oh, and then Bella, you guys got a stream tonight, don't you, for the roadmap? How many people are you going to time out tonight? That's the big question. Nothing yet. Okay. Somebody said, so 1500 universal time code is, that's like Greenwich Mean Time, and you guys are like an hour behind GMT? So, I don't know. All right, there we go. There's our first reduction in altitude, 24,800 feet. So we should go ahead and start reducing to that, 24,800. Get out of the cold air here, start getting into a little bit warmer air. We should start to see an increase in speed as well. As we get into a little bit warmer air. When it did that hiccup, I thought for sure it meant that the update had kind of popped into the thing, but maybe not. So I'm guessing any moment now we should, within the next hour or two, we should get the. I think we're fast approaching that update.
Rock 237, you are 1,800 feet below your assigned
We got
altitude.
this, Scottish Air, Scottish Control. Wow, we are like way out here. You mean to tell me that Scottish Center we've been in Scottish Air since? That's going to be, because we are more than halfway into our flight. I'm positive of that. We still got some time to go, but now that we have some increases in speed, this next part should be a little bit easier, a little bit quicker. Or maybe it was just a hiccup in the system, I don't know. Sounds like, yeah, well, yeah, like, I'm surprised, like, I would have thought by now we would have contacted something in Denmark, you know, so I don't really know why we're not getting, we haven't been passed off. We're 155 nautical miles from Esbjerg. I would have thought by now we would have been transferred over to a different center. You know, maybe we're still not close enough.
237, please expedite your climb. Flight level 300.
No. we're fine at 24,800. We are going to manage our descent like we normally do. Although we went, I guess I could have waited a little bit longer before we descended, but that's okay. We're in warmer air now. We should get a little boost in speed.
Rock 237, please expedite your climb, flight level 300. Rock 237, please expedite your climb, flight level 300. Rock 237, please expedite your climb, flight level 300.
Alrighty.
Rock 237, please expedite your climb, flight level 300.
I don't feel like we should see we saw the coastline for quite some time, it seemed, before it finally disappeared over the horizon. So I kind of feel like we should start seeing the Denmark coastline here shortly. Pedal. Not sure what the next one is. We'll know here in about 8-something nautical miles. Well, I do appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out today after the silliness on Train Sim World 2. We're going to give it another go tomorrow. In the F40, got a different service. So hopefully that's going to go well, and I will, if we can get things downloaded and restarted and all that kind of good stuff, we'll be back on here just to do a short flight from Esbjerg to another airport very quick flight, and yeah, so we'll do that once all the updates are been completed, and yeah. On behalf of myself and First Officer Clarence, we do appreciate you flying with Global Freightways today. Oh, we're finally going to Copenhagen Center.
Decimal 4 Tree Frog 237. Copenhagen Center Frog 237 is passing flight level 250, climbing flight level 300.
Frog 237 Copenhagen Center, continue to touch as planned.
Okay, let's get down to 18,500. Let's get even closer.
Please expedite your climb flight level 300.
We're going to manage our descent on our own. Thank you very much.
Please expedite your climb flight level 300.
That's the only thing when you have two different points, it's very hard to read our... I wish there was a way you could make it where it stands out a little bit more. I don't know if there's a way you can do that or not. Oh yeah, we are just... Look at that. We just picked up all kinds of speed now that we're back in warmer air.
Frog 237, please expedite your climb flight level 300. Frog 237, please expedite your climb flight level 300. please expedite your climb flight level 300.
Alright, so we're at our next altitude, 18,500. Hello, Daniel. How are you? Happy Tuesday to you. I'm guessing you're just waking up. We took off from Edinburgh. We are on our way to Esbjerg. I tried to figure out how to pronounce it correctly. That's as close to correct as I think I can get it without screwing it up even further. So we should see another reduction in altitude again shortly. I'm still surprised we do not see the coastline. Like 95 nautical miles, I would think we would start to see some kind of land mass on the horizon. Maybe we gotta get a little bit closer. Maybe I see the faint outline.
Log 237, please expedite your climb flight level 300.
17,800. That should be a quick reduction. Quite warm here today. I woke up to go to the toilet. Oh. 10,700. Okay. Wait to about 33 nautical miles. We'll start reducing down to 10,700. We'll just round that up to 11,000 feet, and 11,000 times 3 is 33, so 33 nautical miles. Any moment now we'll start reducing down to 10,700. We've got plenty of time to get there, I do believe. And then once we get to there, we should then see, hopefully, the coastline of Denmark. Or the coastline of Esbjerg. Half asleep. Well, hopefully you'll go right back to sleep with the drone of the engines and the sound of my voice there.
Log 237, please expedite your climb flight level 300.
I hope that's one thing they fix today. Quite honestly. There's no reason, I'm 85 nautical miles, there's no reason for me to be at 30,000 feet right now. Let's get down to 10,700. I was thinking about update everything. I was not paying attention. I lost track of my distances.
Log 237, please expedite your climb flight level 300.
Negative, Ghost Rider. I asked it, or good, not current sleeping status. Wow, Bella, what do you like? Feisty. I think Abella's getting ready for the roadmap stream later today. Not going to take any sassiness in the chat.
237, please expedite your climb flight level 300.
Oh boy, a lot of people are going to get timed out today if Abella's feeling like that today. Does this every time? What tells you his sleepy, whether or not he's sleepy or not, and then I kind of feel, well, this may take less than 2 hours, quite honestly. I mean, I think this next part is going to go very quickly. We're approaching an hour and a half. This flight may last less time than...
237, please expedite your climb flight level 300.
There's no reason to go to 30,000 feet. Oh my goodness, here we go with it. It's like a negative relationship again. I shouldn't say that. It's the system thinks it's doing what it thinks it knows best. Now, one of the things I wish, because it says, okay, request cruising altitude decrease, right? There's not a way that we can pick where it says, okay, go to like 10,000. Our next marker says 10,700. Right? And I think that's part of it is like instead of I'm making the decision on my own instead of requesting an altitude decrease, which I think if I did that, they would say go for it. So I don't really know what else could possibly be done. So yeah. At least we're back in warmer air. I still cannot believe I do not see the coastline. 67 nautical. It's got to be there. Like, that just doesn't seem right.
Fog 237, please expedite your climb flight level 300.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I wish I knew, but I don't. Now, I'm going to be highly disappointed, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be really disappointed if we get, 63 nautical miles. I would think by now we would see some land mass here. If not, if they're just, it's like there's still more ocean to go, which I find hard to believe. Because here, I see, on here we have the faint outlines of a coastline right there. So we are approaching something. KUNAR, Kunar, is our waypoint. In front of us there is 7.3 nautical miles right there in front of us. So I should see, out here I should see a coastline, but I don't. That's kind of strange to me. It's kind of just very sort of, makes me feel a little bit uneasy.
Fog 237, please expedite your climb flight level 300.
Let's see where we. It's like a slight turn to the left coming up as we come into Gunnar. Just a little dog leg to the left there. Which is weird because it doesn't look that way. It's like the dog legs after our points like right here, and then we dog leg. Interesting.
Fog 237, please expedite your climb flight level 300.
That makes no sense. All right, so more kind of landmass is showing up here. Looks like. Hoping, because I think there's like a bay or something right there that's kind of filling in. Turn. Okay. We should. That's our airport there. So I think we are. I kind of had like almost a direct into the runway, so I think we should start seeing some more reductions in altitude here. I thought we would, but it doesn't seem like we will. Let's see.
Fog 237, please expedite your climb flight level 300.
Let's see, where are we at right now? We are at 10,700. I think we should go down to about. Let's go down to about 7,000 feet. Oops, other way. Now I think with 48 nautical miles or so, we should get headed off to our...
Fog 237, please expedite your climb flight level 300.
we should get handed off to Esbjerg approach. Like their tower. Because it should be like a direct... I've got an ILS approach. Okay, I'm starting to see landmass now. Finally. Very faintly. So we have Banlu.
Fog 237, please expedite your climb flight level 300.
33.9. Okay, so there is a marker somewhere, but it's not showing up. And that's in 32 nautical miles. There's a marker right out here somewhere that we're not seeing. Interesting. Interesting.
Fog 237, please expedite your climb flight level 300.
Negative, Ghost Rider. Negative. There is definitely no way I'm going up to 30,000 feet now. Alright, so we got 28.2 nautical miles to our next marker. and that is just on the other side of, towards us, towards where our destination airport there. Alright, finally seeing a bit more of the coastline, I
Fog
think.
237, please expedite your climb flight level 300.
Alright, that looks like wind generators out here in the ocean, in the water. Yep, windmills.
Fog 237, you are 6 miles west.
There we go. Alright.
Maintain present heading. and
Now
altitude
we
expect
finally got
ILS
our-
Zulu runway 08 approach via Banla transition. Clear to Banla.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS Zulu runway 08 approach via Banla transition. Cleared to Banla Frog 237.
Okay, finally that showed up.
Fog 237 climb and maintain flight level 210.
Why? Wait, what? No.
Climb and maintain flight level 210.
That makes
Frog
absolutely
237.
no sense whatsoever. When the marker in front of me says
Fog
go to
237
2,000.
climb and maintain 9,000 feet.
Nope, not going to go to 9,000 feet.
Climb and maintain
That
9,000
doesn't
feet.
make any
Frog
sense either.
237.
Let's see what the next one is.
Fog 237 descent.
Bingo!
Maintain 3,000
All
feet.
right, that I can do. I can live with
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Frog 237.
Fog 237 descent.
I can go
and
to
maintain
2,000
2,000 feet.
that. All right, now things are making sense.
Descend and maintain 2,000 feet. Frog 237.
Phew. Okay, let's get down to 2,000 feet expeditiously. Okay, finally feel like things are making sense now. So I'm going to go to 21,000, then 9,000, then 3,000, then 2,000. Next thing I know, it'll say, just go ahead and crash in the ocean. We'll come get you. Try to set it down as gently as possible on the water. Oh, goodness. Well, I do appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out today. If you like what you see, please do give us a thumbs up. I do greatly appreciate it. On the behalf of Global Freightways, it's been our pleasure flying with you today. Prepare for landing in Esbjerg. We'll be on the ground shortly. Just because I can. Let's put the landing lights on. Even though it's daytime. What the heck, why not? We want them to know we're coming in and we're coming in hot. Not really. But we're coming in. Whether they like it or not, we are putting this thing on the ground. Yes, baby. So once we get to there, we should turn in and it should be a quick, hopefully, approach pickup ILS. And we'll get our glide path fairly quickly. We'll fire clearance once we get clearance, or once we're right over the runway, kind of, we'll fire clearance as we normally do. And put this thing on the ground. Kick the Global Freightway executives out the aircraft as we come into our taxiway. They can find their way to the meeting, it's okay. Almost at 2,000 feet now. getting ready to come in for approach. I'm just going to check the nothing yet. God, everybody's just... Okay, just checking to see if there's been any word on the update for the game. As soon as we're done here, I'm going to start checking that and see what's what. Try to get that downloaded, and then we'll try to do a short flight from Esbjerg down to the south, kind of southeast from Esbjerg. There's a small airport off the coast there. Look at this though. This looks really... I can't wait till we get a little bit closer to see some of this terrain. It's a bit flatter than I expected, to be honest. I was expecting a little bit more sort of, maybe some hills or something. I don't know. Never been in Norway, or Denmark, I should say. So I really don't know what it looks like in real life. Put at least the flaps. Because once we turn here, we should get our approach. Okay, there's another one there, so that should be when approach locks in. Yeah, once we pass Bamboo, which we should be passing that any moment now. All right, I feel like we should talk to Esbjerg, their tower here in a moment. Oh, this looks nice. Look at that beach. All that beach. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. Slick. Haha. Name that movie if you can. Let's get the gear down. Gear is down. Go ahead and turn on the approach mode. So that should lock in our glide slope here as we get a little bit closer to, let's see, CF08 Zulu.
7.9 miles, west
Esbjerg.
Frog 237. Esbjerg traffic Frog 237 9 miles west inbound ILS Zulu runway 08.
Esbjerg.
Esbjerg traffic Frog 237 is on final
I wonder
runway
if that's the
08
correct
to land.
pronunciation. I hope it is. We didn't even get a you're cleared to land thing. Interesting. I don't see the glide slope. Well, this is interesting. Alright, we got the glide slope locked in. There it is. Okay. I was getting worried that we weren't going to see it. Still no update. Yeah, I know, Nick. I was looking just to see if there was anything in the system yet. On the forums to see if they released the patch or the update notes. Alright, folks. We'll be on the ground momentarily. Here we go. Looks Blue Water Arena, Esbjerg. I apologize if I'm saying it, if I've been saying it wrong. Throttle for that, just a tad more. Ooh, that's interesting. Let's get the autopilot fired. Okay. Another runway is kind of gliding in. On behalf of your flight crew, welcome to Denmark. Not get anything saying please turn here. I'm guessing the taxiway is right here. We will turn here and then hopefully we get the contact ground for a parking spot. Huh. Interesting. Saying in flight. Let's let them know we are clear of the runway.
Esbjerg traffic Frog 237 is clear of the runway.
Okay. Well, that's interesting that we didn't get. We're not getting any kind of anybody to contact. So what we're going to do is we're going to taxi over here and find a spot that looks safe for us to stop the plane and turn everything off. So yeah, that went very well. Good landing. Nick didn't spill his latte again. That's a good thing. Yeah. I don't think Mick had to hold Bella's hand either this time. There's a helipad right there. Look at that. Alright, I don't see any sort of like ground crew or whatever that normally is standing by to accept us, so we are going to I don't feel very welcome in Denver. I'm kidding, of course. I'm glad to be here. On behalf of Global Freightways, park it right here. The circle marks the spot. Ooh, that's a pretty good stop right there. I like that. Nope, he didn't have to. Well, any time that Mick doesn't need to hold Bella's hand, then I think it's a good flight. Good landing, especially. I think it's the landings he's most nervous about. Alright, let's get the battery switched off here. And there we are. 1:41. It said it was supposed to take 2 hours and some odd minutes. We did it in less time than expected. So there we are. That worked out very well. I do like that when a plan comes together. Anyway, that's going to be it for today, folks. Well, possibly, if we can do the update, and we'll try. We're parting in the back here. All right, so I'm gonna show you. So basically, once the update is out, so we are going to go from here. We're going to take off from runway 26, and we are just going to go right down to here, and it should be runway 32 should have an ILS approach, I do believe. ILS 32. So we're going to fly this route 17 minutes. It's a very quick flight. We're going to take off, head down here. Only about 3,000 feet, 3,500. Very quick flight. Once the update's out, we'll try that and see how that works out for us, okay? Anyway, until then, enjoy the rest of your morning / afternoon, almost evening time for some folks. I will see you hopefully soon. All right. Peace, live long and prosper.